The Frog Prince, a nuanced retelling. Once upon a time, in a kingdom filled with sunshine and laughter, lived a wise and benevolent king. He had 3 daughters, each as radiant as the morning star. As they blossomed into young women, the king knew it was time to find them suitable husbands. The king declared a grand quest, inviting princes and nobles from far and wide to seek the hands of his daughters. The 2 eldest, with their dazzling beauty, quickly secured matches with wealthy and handsome princes. But for the youngest, sweet Tina, fate had a different path in store. To everyone's surprise, including Tina's own dismay, she was betrothed to a frog. Not a prince disguised as a frog, mind you, but a simple green croaking frog. The king, bound by his word, decreed that Tina must honor the arrangement. Tina's heart sank like a stone in a deep well. How could she, a princess, be bound to a creature so different? The whispers and stares of the court felt like daggers, each one piercing her with shame and ridicule. She couldn't bear the thought of a life lived in the shadow of such an unusual union. Driven by despair, Tina made a daring decision. She would flee the palace, seeking solace and independence, far from the gilded cage of her royal life. Under the cloak of a moonless night, Tina slipped away, venturing into the vast and mysterious forest. She hoped to find a place where she could escape her fate and perhaps, just perhaps, find herself. Life in the forest was a stark contrast to the pampered existence she had always known. The soft silks and velvet were replaced by rough-spun cloth, and the feasts by meager berries and nuts. Loneliness became her constant companion. The grand halls of the castle were now just a distant memory. The forest, though beautiful, echoed with a silence that amplified her sorrow. Each rustle of leaves, each hoot of an owl, seemed to whisper reminders of her isolation. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. Tina's heart grew heavy with sadness. She missed her family, even with the circumstances that led to her departure. One sweltering afternoon, seeking respite from the heat, Tina decided to swim in a crystal-clear lake. As she ventured deeper, a sudden cramp seized her leg. Panic set in as she struggled to stay afloat. Just as she thought all hope was lost, a small green figure darted towards her. It was the frog. With surprising strength, he nudged her towards the shore, saving her from certain drowning. Gasping for breath, Tina looked at the frog with newfound gratitude. His act of kindness, so unexpected, sparked a flicker of warmth in her frozen heart. Perhaps, she thought, there was more to this creature than met the eye. From that day forward, an unlikely friendship blossomed between the princess and the frog. They would meet by the lake, sharing stories and secrets under the watchful gaze of the ancient trees. Tina confided in the frog about her unhappiness, her fears, and her dreams. The frog, in turn, listened with unwavering empathy. He never judged, never interrupted, but simply offered a silent, understanding presence. As Tina spoke, she began to see the frog not as a creature of ridicule, but as a fellow being burdened by his own sorrows. He told her of his own unhappiness, of a life lived in the shadows, of a longing for something more. Their shared vulnerabilities created a bond that transcended their differences. They found solace in each other's company. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple, Tina looked at the frog with profound compassion. She saw not a slimy amphibian, but a creature trapped in a life he did not choose. Moved by a surge of empathy, Tina gently kissed the frog on the forehead. It was not a kiss of romantic love, but a kiss of pure, selfless compassion. It was an act of kindness, a gesture of acceptance. In that single moment, everything changed. As Tina's lips touched the frog's skin, a blinding light erupted, filling the forest with an ethereal glow. When the light subsided, the frog was gone. In his place stood a handsome prince, his eyes filled with gratitude and wonder. He explained that he had been cursed by a wicked witch, transformed into a frog, until he could find someone to love him for who he was, not for his appearance. Only an act of true love, born of compassion and understanding, could break the spell. Tina's kiss, though not born of romantic love, was the key. It was her empathy, her willingness to see beyond the surface, that had shattered the curse. Together, the prince and Tina returned to the castle, where they were greeted with joyous celebration. The king, overjoyed to see his daughter safe and happy, readily gave his blessing to their union. They were married in a grand ceremony, attended by nobles and dignitaries from across the land. But their marriage was not based on wealth or status, but on a deep and abiding connection forged in the heart of the forest. They began their life together, not as a princess and a prince, but as two souls who had found solace and understanding in each other's company. Meanwhile, Tina's older sisters, who had married for wealth and status, found their own marriages to be hollow and unfulfilling. Their husbands, though handsome and powerful, were often cruel and dismissive. Tina and the prince, on the other hand, found lasting happiness in their love. Their love was not based on outward appearances or material possessions, but on a deep understanding and acceptance of each other's flaws and vulnerabilities. Their love story became a legend, a testament to the transformative power of compassion and the importance of inner beauty. The tale of Tina and the Frog Prince teaches us that true beauty lies within, not in outward appearances. It reminds us that empathy and compassion are the keys to unlocking the best in ourselves and in others. It shows us that love can blossom in the most unexpected places, and that true happiness is found not in wealth or status, but in genuine connection. The story emphasizes the importance of inner beauty. Remember, dear children, to always look beyond the surface, to see the heart within, and to treat everyone with kindness and compassion. For it is in these acts of love that we truly find ourselves and create a world filled with joy and understanding.